I'm hoping that we are live and we're coming across loud and clear. And hopefully, I can also see comments. I'm trying to be very technical here. I'm going to look for somebody just to tell me that they can hear me and they can see me. Fingers crossed. I can see quite a few people joining us that I recognise, which is good. Um, and I think there's a slight delay. I have a feeling we've got a slight delay. I think we had this the last time round, so I'm guessing there might be a slight delay going on, possibly. And yes, Guy Fawkes Day. Well, that was a few days ago, actually, wasn't it? But obviously, in the UK, we're not able to we haven't been able to really celebrate because we're in lockdown. So I think a few people had a couple of private firework displays, but we didn't. And because of the Dashants, the Royal Dashants are not that keen. Can you see Shumba's here? We've got Shumba. There we go. Shumba has got his tie on. There you go. There we go. There's Shumba. Shumba's dressed up for the occasion, haven't you? Yes, he looks very looks very smart. It was his choice. He decided to wear this, didn't you? Yes, very good. They were just asking if you've been enjoying the fireworks. Fireworks are obviously not something he's very keen on, surprisingly. Um, he was thrilled when I told him we were doing a live broadcast today. But anyway, I hope everybody is well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We haven't done a live broadcast since, I want to say, since May. It's been a while. I hope you're all enjoying the Royality series that we've put together. The reason we're doing a live one tonight also is we haven't had a chance to do any filming this week. So when I didn't want to kind of let you down, so I thought let's do a live one. And a few comments that have come in have actually said a live one would be good. I'm loving the comments. I can see your comments. I've become very technical. I've actually got on my screen. I can see what everybody's saying, and I can see quite a few familiar faces, which is fantastic. Thank you. You like the tie? Yes, I felt it was appropriate because obviously today's Remembrance Sunday. I've let myself down. I have got a poppy. I took it off a wee while ago, but today was Remembrance Sunday, and obviously we've got the 11th coming up this week. Hope you've all had a good week since you last saw us on your YouTube screens. Now on with today's show. So we will have a little think. I'm going to try to keep Shimba. Shimba's just let me sleep. I've had a long day. It's been a very long day for me. He's been extremely busy. He's been gardening. It's amazing what these guys got up to. In a second, I'll let some of the rest of the family come in, but they're actually in the other room by the fire, probably playing Scrabble or something. Anyway, today's episode, we thought it would be fun to do a mystery object because I know we've had quite a lot of fun with that in the past. So, here is my mystery object. Now, I'm hoping that the picture is clear enough you can see this. I've had this for quite a while. And I must confess, when I first came across it, I wasn't 100% sure what it was. And I made a slight mistake thinking it was something else. And then somebody very kindly explained to me what it was for. And I love this. So, hopefully you can see it. There we go. A nice little box. And I'm just going to say hello to, I can just say again the comments. Hello to Cindy. Hello, Cindy in USA and Indonesia. Wow. That's quite. I'm amazed my technology can reach that far. We're doing quite well. Yes, we've been following in the UK. We've been following everything going on in the States. We're following it closely. Quite nail biting, isn't it? Isn't it? I thought our politics were exciting. Anyway, back to the mystery object. So here we go. So what we can do is there's a little button here, so you can press it and you can open it. And I'm just trying to see the comments again. Questions just come in. That's good from. What I might do is some of your questions that you're asking me, I might read them later and come back with the answers. So by all means, send me questions and I'll try to answer them. But I'm quite useless at this kind of technology, so I'll do this and then we'll come back to your questions. There we go. So I've opened it. That's the inside. It's got some velvet inside. And that's what the inside looks like. So, what do you think this is for? So, Karen's just put cigars. Um, it's a little bit small for cigars. It's a great idea. It's a really good idea, but it's too small for cigars. It's obviously it's a bit difficult to kind of see there. But no, it's not cigars. Any other ideas? TP fashions. Yes, again, cigars. No, it's a good idea. I love this little. Love that. Isn't that amazing? I want this is quite old. I'm going to horrify you, and I'm going to confess. It's actually I think it's made of tortoise shell. I say unfortunate because you would never. I wouldn't go buying things like that today. This is old. I want to say it's Victorian, if not earlier, and obviously it's an antique, but it's very pretty, and as I said, it's for something, and I'd love to know what you think it's for. No, yes, you wouldn't have. That's a very good point. Is that Julie? I think it's just said that. You wouldn't have red velvet inside a cigar case. That's a very good point. It is vintage. When we say vintage, I want to say 19th century. So we're talking about 1800s, possibly even these go back even further. I've done a bit of research, and these go back to 1600s. So they can be quite old. They can be quite old. And what Stone is that Stonehenge? Fantastic. We've got Stonehenge communicating. Uh, Obviously we've got a Stonehenge in the UK. I'm guessing it's Stonehenge putting in the answer. A phone holder. Let's think about this. 18th century, 17th century. Did they have mobile phones? Oh, yes, Shumba's now paying attention because Shumba's mortified that somebody has suggested that those mobile. Don't worry, it's fine. Don't panic. There was no mobile phones. I promise you, there was no mobile phones back then. It's fine. Somebody's got it wrong. He's not happy, is he? What's that? Matchsticks. That's a very good guess. A really good guess, but no, not for matchsticks. It's a good guess though. In fact, that was one of the things I thought it was for. Hand warmer. Oh, I see. What is if you put maybe something warm inside it to keep your hands warm? It's a good idea, but again, no, you wouldn't. I don't believe it. John, have you just said? Have you just said it for calling cards? John, I'm very impressed. Has anyone else come up with this? Oh, there we go. Somebody else. Well, John obviously said first, and now, forgive me, is it Charby? Has also said card holder. Well, yes, this is for cards, or what officially calling cards. Let's be exact. Calling cards. Julie, that was also a nice idea, but no, sadly not. No, it's for calling cards. Now, this is really interesting. Okay, so the reason I said it goes back, this tradition goes back to the, as I said, 17th century. I believe it originated in France and I think Italy. By all means, tell me if I'm wrong. I've done a bit of research into this. And the nobility would go around and they would give their calling cards. So you would never dream to turn up at somebody's house. You wouldn't, like today, you might decide to pop in for a cup of tea, and I suppose you could just turn up, or you might even do a phone call or something. But back then, you would never dream turn up at someone's home. You would take your card, which would have your name and your address, and it obviously it's an introduction without the introduction. Now, the other part to this that I love is if your servant, so say your butler, that's what obviously I've come in. Shumba's fallen asleep. Fantastic. Okay, your butler's speaking anyway. Say the butler went to take the card, then what they would do is the card would then be placed in the hall. Here we go. Here's what it would go on. It would go on a tray. This is Georgian. This is Georgian silver, and it would go on a tray like this in the hall, and the owner of the home would then see the card. However, if the person of nobility took the card, apparently they would the servant, the butler that would take the card, or whoever answered the door, normally it'd be the butler, they would then fold the corner of the card down as long as it's the actual person's card. So we're not talking about the butlers or the housekeepers or anyone else, as long as it's the actual person arriving at the house, so say it's a lady, and she hands the card to the butler. The butler will then turn down the corner, fold the corner down, and then place it on the tray. And the reason being, it's so that the person of that house knew that the card was actually from the person of nobility. So it meant that they would respond quicker, if that made sense, apparently. Isn't that fascinating? I thought that was absolutely, yeah, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was absolutely amazing. So so there we go. So that's what you would have, at one time, what you would have done. Now here is a modern card case. Obviously it's not as nice, but it does the job. Here's my cards. You'll like this. Here's my official card. There we go. Royal Butler. There we go. Nicely done. But sadly, and I have tried, the calling cards back in the day were quite small, because that is not, I can try as much as I want, but that is not going to go in there. So obviously you can see the cards were quite small, where today's business cards are slightly larger. And obviously the cases today, as I said, they're not as nice. But that's what you would have done. So you would have carried this on your person, and you would have had your cards in there. And then when you arrived at the home, or your butler arrived at home, they would then pass the card on. So there we go. That's calling card etiquette. And also apparently, when the gentry or nobility would travel from their country homes to, say, London, let's use London as an example, then this is exactly what they would do. They would also notify the nobility of London that they have arrived in London. And it was very much a status thing. It was something that all the nobility would do. Of course, today, sadly, it's not the same, is it? Because we have these cards, but obviously they're business cards. And again, etiquette kind of states, or as I kind of teach, you don't just give a business card as soon as you meet somebody. You normally do it at the end of an introduction. So there you go. There is calling card etiquette, and there is an original calling card case. I've actually noticed Shumba's been looking at it, so I have a feeling Shumba might actually try to take off me later on. So we'll see. He'll probably want to have his own cards made and be putting them in there. John, anyone can really. I mean, I think it's a great tradition. Why don't we bring it back? Why don't we start doing calling cards again? Let's start having calling cards. I think you probably still have them made. I'm sure you can have them made, and then you could we'll start that tradition again. We'll start a little calling card club. What do you think? Look at this. Shumba's completely. He's loving this, isn't he? He's trying to sleep. As I said, he's had a long day, and he's kind of thought, right, I've had enough of this. Look, he's paying attention now. He's looking at the calling. See, he's looking at the calling card case. He's thinking, yes, I'm gonna take that when I go into town next. That will be my way of notifying people that the Royal Dachshund has arrived. Right, I'm just having a quick look. Obviously, I've got your comments here as well. Just see what everyone's saying. Thank you, TP. I appreciate it. I'm really glad people enjoy the videos, because we've been doing the videos. We've been doing the videos since March, and it's really interesting just to see the subscribers growing. I love the emails, people making suggestions. I love suggestions, and whenever I join the live chat and I say, please comment, please like, please subscribe, and please give me suggestions, because at the end of the day, I'm kind of doing this for you guys as well. So I want to be able to kind of pass on experience that I've learned, and give some free etiquette advice while having a bit of fun with the Royal Dachshunds. Now I was just trying to see if there was any questions. Here we go. So there was a question. Forgive me, I couldn't read it on the screen. Ordering ready-made and filled hamper basket from a store, is that as good as getting a basket and filling it with personal items? Really good question, Mr. PH30. You can obviously get hampers. I suppose you think with Christmas, it's a great idea, pre-ordering your hamper, and obviously you can get them from some very smart establishments, including obviously Fortnum Masons in London, which is one of my, well, many people obviously quite enjoy getting those hampers, but you can get them from most places today. Personally, when I do hampers, I try to, and I have done this in the past, I'll actually buy the hamper and actually buy the items to go in. I personally pick what I want people to have, so it's got to have a more personal touch. Unfortunately, obviously, with what's going on at the moment, with lockdown, maybe not such an easy thing to do. So therefore, to pre-order the hamper is probably the simplest way. But at the end of the day, it's about giving a gift, isn't it? So I think that's what's important, is you putting the thought into that, and you're still going to be picking the hamper and the items. So I think it's still I think it's a good idea. Is there any other? Thank you, John. I love the fact I love the fact you're saying you enjoy the live show, but I also on the live chat. But I also love the fact you guessed it. I was saying to somebody, I wonder if anybody will get this, because I didn't think it'd be guessed quite that quickly. Does anyone have any questions they want to ask? I'm gonna hang around for a few more moments, and then I'm going to go off and make the evening gin and tonics, because the Royal Dachshunds do enjoy actually they don't have the gin and tonic, they just have the water and ice. They do like the ice, and I have actually got videos of me actually putting ice in the water. They're quite funny about these kind of things. Finger bowls, that's a good one. Maybe we should do maybe we could do a live episode where I actually demonstrate using the finger bowl the correct way, because this has come up a few times now about finger foods, and there is a few, so maybe we could actually discuss that on a live one, and can you imagine the mess, but demonstrate how this is done. So I will bear that in mind for the next time. I will definitely bear that in mind. I'm just having a little look at more of the comments. Forgive me, I am concentrating, but I'm obviously looking at what everyone's saying here. Someone's saying, is this Julie? I think this is Julie saying, I'm learning to make my own cards. So I think that's a great idea, especially as you say during the pandemic. Be able to give, to send something like that. I think it's a lovely idea, especially if it's somebody new that's moved into your town. But again, I love letter writing, and we've done an episode on this, and I think, this is something we should still do, writing letters and sending these kind of things. I think it's a nice idea. Stonehenge, thank you. I love the name. Can I just say I love the name Stonehenge? I feel that this is actually Is this actually Stonehenge that's actually now on YouTube? I'm very impressed. TP, we did an episode on letter writing, but we could always do another one. I'm always happy to redo them. Some of the episodes we've done, we haven't gone into we've gone into detail, but maybe not enough. So, because obviously we try to kind of make them light-hearted, so we can always re-look at doing some of them as well. If anyone actually has a go at making calling cards or actually doing them, let me know. Send, as I'm always saying, send an email, send pictures, because it's great to see. It's good to see what you're all doing. It's good to see what you're all doing as well. Any other questions? I promise you, finger bowls. I will definitely, the next live episode, I will aim to do it based around the finger bowls and finger food. Somebody just said my favourite place. Is that favourite places in the UK, or is that in the world? Because if it's in the world, I've been very lucky. I've travelled quite a lot. I have a lot of favourite places. It'd be difficult to kind of pinpoint one place, but I've got to say Scotland, actually, haven't I? I've got to kind of stick to my roots. I'm going to have to say Scotland. But I love travelling. I love seeing places, and I also love every opportunity to go to the States. Whenever I get an opportunity to go to the States, I love going to the States. I love New Zealand. I've travelled a lot. I haven't been to Asia. One part I haven't. Well, not no, I haven't. And I've been invited actually to go to China. So who knows? Maybe that'll be one of the next trips. TP, yes, have a look at the previous episodes. We were looking at the episodes the other night. We were having a flashback and looking at what we've done over the kind of spring, early summer, and it's really quite fun, isn't it? What's also amazing to see how the puppies have grown up. For us, that's amazing to actually look back and see the miniature Royal Dachshunds as they've actually grown up. In fact, what I'm going to quickly do, I'd love. I wish I could leave Shumba to actually do a bit of presenting. But unfortunately, he's so small that if I sit him in the chair, I'll have a go. I'm just going to see if I can find any of the puppies just to quickly say hello, and then we'll finish. But I'm going to let Shumba just sit here for a second. Shumba, would you be happy having a chat about something? Don't look worried. It's fine. You just have a chat. Talk about dog etiquette or something. It's only for a second. I'll be back in 1 second. So if you just sit there for a second. He's normally quite good. He will. Shumba, if you sit up. There we go. He can just. There we go. I'm just going to open this door. Just see if we get any takers coming in. There we go. I have a feeling that Shimba's great in front of camera, but I think he needs a bit of guidance. Fortunately, you can't see what's going on here. There is a few dashants, so I'll quickly just do a quick introduction. So here we go. There's Imba. Imba's just popped in. There's little Imba. Imba's very much like his dad, so obviously Shimba's the dad, and Imba, yes, Imba. He's very keen to learn, and he's got very good manners. Normally, he's normally got very good manners. And of course, his sister, Moana, who's just run straight into the kitchen because she's obviously thinking it's time for her evening drinks. There we go. I can hear her. She's having her evening drinks. So there you go. That's exactly what she's doing. I hope you enjoy seeing the Royal Dashants when they actually join in, because what I was going to say, they love the filming. Seriously, what's extraordinary, as soon as we start getting cameras out or anything, Shumba in particular, and this is being completely serious, he actually sits waiting in front of the camera. That's how much they love doing this. So they actually do enjoy it. Right, I think I'm gonna probably stop there. Oh, a few more questions. Sorry, my iPad seems to have stopped working. I'm gonna demonstrate letter writing. Okay, so I probably will do another letter writing one, but maybe as you're saying, maybe a live one. Signet ring. A signet rings one today. Yes, I have one. Signet rings are one. They've kind of come back into fashion. You normally see the nobility wearing them. Normally, Shimba, do you have a signet ring? That's a good point. He's never going to want a signet ring. But they are still one, and of course, originally they were for seals. They were for sealing. Obviously with family crest. And I'll do another question. Your favourite person, who and why? My favourite person? Well, I think I'm gonna have to say Shumba, because if I don't say Shumba, I'm probably gonna get in trouble. I don't know, it's really difficult. I've been so lucky in my career, and maybe this is another episode to talk about the people I've met in my career. I have met so many different people over the last 25 years, and I think the most famous would be the Queen Elizabeth II, probably the most famous. Right down to Neil Diamond. I've looked after Neil Diamond, Kelly Clarkson. The list kind of goes on. I've been very lucky. Right, I'm now going to leave you there, because otherwise this will turn into a movie instead of a 15 or 20-minute little episode. We end up with a feature film, and we'll have to get popcorn and drinks in a minute if it carries on any longer. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, I think we'll be back with a recorded episode, and then we will do another live one. And as I said, I will plan on doing a live one on the finger bowls and finger food. I hope you're all safe, stay well, and I look forward to seeing you for the next episode of Royalty. And please continue to subscribe, like, comment, and send in your ideas. We love to get your ideas. And also, can I just quickly say thank you to a few of you who have actually been sending gifts in for the Royal Dashants. Your gifts do get here. We do receive them, and I will try to. I will try to put pictures up or little videos with the Dashants with your gifts. They really do. I appreciate it, and they appreciate it. They've actually become. I think you guys have become more famous than me. Yes, you have, definitely. Look at he's had enough now. He really does want. He's kind of saying, Butler, leave me alone. I want to go and have my evening drink. So I better do that. Okay. As I said, everyone stay safe. Have a good week, and we'll see you next week for the next episode. Probably next Sunday, the next episode of Royalty. Take care.